also known as the blooming goddess, because I believe that you have to allow yourself to bloom. I also hate my life. Not today, not now, but a few years ago, that was so true for me. That was the narrative that I told myself every day. And that's the life that manifested for me. I hated waking up every day. I would hear my alarm go off. I would look at my phone and I would say, Charmaine, what do you need to get up for? What do you really have to do today? And you know what I did every day? I hit the snooze button. At the time, it felt like I was just hitting the snooze button on my phone, getting a few hours of sleep. But in reality, I was hitting the snooze button on myself and on my life. No one was going to come and say, hey, Charmaine, get up, go be great today. No one was going to say, hey, Charmaine, you got stuff to do, let's do it. I chose to hit the snooze button on myself because I felt like I had nothing going on. Here I am, a mother of 4, a gorgeous wife, a friend, a sister, a healer, all these things. But none of those things fulfilled me. None of those things completed me. They didn't make me whole. That's when I knew that something had to change. When it got to the point where I really felt like, hey, I hate waking up every day. I knew something had to be different. So, in order for you to get on fire for your life, you have to be tired. You have to be tired. Not just tired enough to complain, not tired enough to talk about it, not tired enough to daydream about it, not tired enough to say, oh girl, I wish. Tired enough to get up and do something about it. Tired enough to get up and take another step. Tired enough to do something that's in alignment with the vision that you have for yourself. But first, you have to have a vision for yourself. You have to have some sense of direction, or you're going to get up every day and it's going to feel like the same. Every day is going to feel like yesterday. And what did you get accomplished? You have to have some kind of schedule. You have to have some kind of routine, some type of ritual for yourself. And most importantly, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. A lot of times, we aren't on fire for our lives because we are comfortable. But if you sit back and look at it, should you be comfortable? Are you in a situation where you can sit back and say, hey, I've reached my full potential, I'm good? No. And no one is going, you can't depend on anyone else to give you that motivation. You have to determine what your why is and let that reason fuel you every single day. You also have to be comfortable with jumping out of your comfort zone, because we all know growth does not lie within our comfort zone. It doesn't. There's no growth there. You also have to know your worth. Many times we want more. Consciously we want more, but subconsciously what do? We self-sabotage. Because subconsciously, though we want more consciously, we don't feel like we are worthy of it. We don't feel like we are worthy of our wildest dreams. We don't feel like we are worthy of love. We don't feel like we are worthy of the success that we see everyone else reaching for and attaining. We can sit on social media every single day and admire this person, what they have going on, and admire that person, what they have going on. But for us, it seems so far out of reach. It seems so unrealistic. It's like, oh, okay, they're supposed to have that, but I'm supposed to sit back and watch. But you're not. There's no difference between you and that person. The only difference is the fact that they believe in themselves enough to bet on themselves. They believe in themselves enough to show up. They believe in themselves enough to put themselves out there and to keep going, despite the fear. A lot of people talk about fear and overcoming fear. I disagree. I don't feel like fear is something that you should strive to overcome. Because as long as you grow, you're stepping out into the unknown. And the unknown, the unfamiliar, is always scary. So fear is always going to show up if you are allowing yourself to grow. I don't say overcome fear. I say do it scared. You have to be willing to grow scared. You have to be willing to do it. Even if you fall flat on your face. I have done a million different things, y'all. I have fallen on my face a million different times. But I'm going to get back up. Yeah. Because the ground is not where I'm supposed to be. That's pointing me in a different direction. That's saying, hey sis, not this. Something else. Not now. Another time. But I know that I'm destined for more. I know that I'm destined for greatness. And once you realize that, once your soul is awakened, there's no going back to sleep. You can't cut that off. You can't say, nah, I think I'm good. You can't do that. So you have to continue to try. You have to try this thing. You have to try that thing. And you have to be willing to fail. So what? I failed a million times. So what? Am I supposed to stop? Is failure my end game? That's not the vision that I have for myself. The vision that I have for myself has not brought itself into fruition. So guess what? I'm not done yet. You have to be your own motivation. You have to have it within yourself to get up every day and say, hey, I'm not where I'm not where I want to be. I have work to do. That alone should light a fire under your tail. If you really want to get on fire for your life, there are things that you have to do within you. You can't look for motivation outside of yourself. You can't look for inspiration outside of yourself, because while those things work, they wear off. You have to commit to yourself. Once you decide, hey, I'm tired of this, because I was doing the same thing that I had always done, and I was getting the same thing that I had always gotten, but it wasn't good enough anymore. It didn't feel right to me anymore. It was like, wait a minute, I'm on autopilot. I don't like this. I'm not in control of my life. I'm just living the life that somebody told me I had to live. That doesn't feel right. And when you know that that doesn't feel right, it's time for you to get up, and it's time for you to make a commitment to yourself. Make a commitment to your journey. Make a commitment to your growth. And once you commit to your journey, once you commit to your growth, once you commit to yourself, that's when you'll be on fire for your life.